10 years of service here. But we really do appreciate what you do. It's great for our players, our programs, create a lot of interest in college football, for college football, and in our league, and in our program, and we certainly appreciate the fact that you make a significant contribution to what college football is all about, and the interest that we have in college football. You know, we have challenges on our team this year relative to 4 first-round draft picks not being on our team, all at significant positions, whether it's Mark Ingram at tailback, or Julio Jones at receiver, or Marcel Darius being a dominant lineman, or James Carpenter being a left tackle, so as well as new quarterback, 2 young talented guys that don't have the experience that we've had in the past. So we have challenges on our team, and we're focused on those challenges, but we've been very, very pleased with the progress that our team has made in the off-season, the character and attitude and investment and commitment that they've made, and the hard work that they've done to try to be the best possible team that we can be. And we're looking forward to the challenges of our season. Obviously, at one point in time last year, at the end of the year, 5 out of 6 teams in the SEC West were in the top 20, and most of those teams have a significant number of returning starters. So we look forward to the challenges of a very competitive year again this year. You know, you could say, well, you got a lot of guys coming back and a lot of experience, and I think that's all great, but you know, you got to use the experience in the right way. Does that experience create a comfort zone for you, or a challenge to play at a higher standard? And I think if our players take that as a challenge to play to a higher standard, create leadership, and affect other players in a positive way, then that experience is going to be beneficial to our team and the consistency and performance our team can play with.
There's a 2-part question here. We talked to Dr. Hightower earlier and asked about his knee and the leadership role. Can you comment on him coming into his own another year removed from that knee injury, and also the leadership role that he has?
Well, I think Dante has had a fantastic offseason, really good spring. He's much more confident. He doesn't worry about wearing a knee brace anymore. He's got his explosive quickness back, which I think enhances his pass rush relative to what he was before the injury. He runs better. He's playing better in space. He has sort of got his arms around the comfort that it takes to serve other people in terms of leadership and affecting other people, which I think he was a little uncomfortable with being a signal caller last year and being in a leadership role. He always had played before beside a significant leader who provided all that, which was Rolando McClain, and I think it was a little uncomfortable for him last year, and he seems to be much more comfortable with that role. And physically, I think he's much more confident that he's back to the levels of where he was prior to being injured.
We also talked about the fact that you guys probably don't need any motivation, but absolutely the Tornadoes, about playing for the victims in the city of Tuscaloosa. And I know you've been on the forefront, have been out there in the recovery process, and I just wondered if you could comment as to feeding off of each other, feeding off the community, and playing in a sense for Tuscaloosa and the victims.
Well, I think that obviously it was a horrible tragedy, and a lot of people in our community were affected as well as in our state, and I do think it was a bit of a galvanizing sort of event for our team to know that we needed to be a team not only in the best of times when we're playing and getting supported by a lot of passionate, enthusiastic fans, but also in the worst of times when we needed to go out and be supportive of the people in our community who had supported us. And I've been very pleased with the way our team has responded to that. They're actually working with players from Kent State today in our Team Up Nick's Kids deal in hope to help continue to clean up and build houses in that community. So, but how that affects us in the season, I think there's a lot of challenges that and investments that are made. I really can't tell you that, but we would certainly like to have a positive impact on what people have to think about and have passion for when our football season starts that could impact our community in a positive way to sort of take a little bit of the tragedy away from the memory of some folks. But I also think that we all need to be thanking all the people who have made such a tremendous impact in terms of their personal sacrifice. It's really great to be from Alabama and see how the people has responded to help the people in the state who were devastated, and we certainly appreciate that.
What do you hope to learn about your team before your first SEC game this year?
Excuse me?
What do you hope to learn about this team before the first SEC game this year?
Well, I always look at those first 3 games of the season before you get to the SEC as an opportunity to, first of all, see where you're at as a team. Have an opportunity to try to address some of the challenges that you see based on where you're at. We're obviously not going to have a perfect team the first game of the season, and there's going to be a lot of things that we need to address and improve on. So that we are playing our best football when we get into the SEC games. And even though the Arkansas game is fairly early in the season, it's going to be very challenging, and they have a good team, good coach, good program. So hopefully these first 3 games are going to give us an opportunity to put our team together and make the improvements that we need to make so that we can improve, each one of those 3 weeks.
Coach, Trent was talking about the never again signs in the lockers and how the team has responded to that. Would you talk about that and the need for this team to finish games this year?
Well, that is one of the few games that we didn't finish, that we haven't finished. I'm really proud of what we've been able to accomplish in the program in terms of personal development, mental conditioning for success, the issues and problems that we've been able to sort of deal with in a positive way, the academic success that we've had in the program, and the 36 games that we've won, in the last 3 years. But I think there was a learning opportunity in that game for every one of our players that we did not finish, and that playing for 60 minutes is one of the basic fundamental things that we've always sort of stressed with our team, that you got to have tremendous effort, play with tremendous toughness, and be able to execute for 60 minutes in the game regardless of what the circumstances are in the game. And it takes a relentless competitor who can focus on the next play in the game like it has a history and a life of its own to continue to play with that kind of consistency. And we sort of lost the momentum of that game and did not respond. The year before in the Texas game, we were ahead 24-6. They made it 24-21. And we responded in the game like you need to respond to finish and come back and recapture the momentum of the game. We were never able to do that in the Auburn game, which is a tribute to their team, but it's also a learning experience for our team. So, hopefully we'll learn something from that. Sometimes you need those kind of lessons so that you can learn and grow, and those things help you to be more successful in the future.
Coach, is there somebody on your team that shows a lot of leadership that you think might be a future college coach or high school coach?
Well, I think we've got some guys that have tremendous leadership, but I don't think that coaching is the only way that you can demonstrate leadership. So hopefully these guys, I always tell our players that, leadership starts with your character, who you are, and your ability to serve other people. It's not about power and telling somebody what to do. Probably the most effective leader in the history of the world, 75% of the world is Christian. No army, no power, not Julius Caesar, not Alexander the Great, because Jesus served other people, so many people followed. So that is the same kind of way that I think leadership needs to be addressed. That it's not just telling somebody what to do, it's actually serving them so that they do what you'd like for them to do because they want to do it. And I think when you get to that point, then you're going to have a team full of guys and people on your team who can affect any organization in a positive way because of their leadership. So, you know, they don't need to be coaches. I don't know that we have anybody on our team that wants to be a coach. I think we have some guys on our team and have had some guys on our team that would be outstanding coaches. And we've had, you know, several former players that have been in our program and tried to develop as coaches and are doing that, you know, right now. And, you know, we're proud of our profession, and I think those kind of people can certainly enhance our profession in the future. So hopefully that there's some player out there that's got the kind of character and leadership ability that he can be a phenomenal coach someday and help some other player have a better chance to be successful in life because of what he chooses to do.
Coach Chris, last week, really good.
All right, thank you all. Appreciate it.